What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane. Thou prayest not well. I prithee take thy fingers from my throat, for that I am not spluntive and rash, yet have I in me something dangerous, which let thy wisdom fear. Hold up thy hands. Why, I will fight with him upon this theme, until my eyelids will no longer wag. I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her? Swoons, show me what thou do. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink a I'll eat a crocodile. I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine, to outface me with leaping in her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so lie. And if thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us, till our ground, since it is paid against the burning zone, may go so like a wart. Nay, and thou, mouth, I'll rant as well as thou. Hear you, sir. What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever, but it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and the dog will have his day. So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other. You do remember all the circumstances? Sir, in my heart there was a kind of fighting that would not let me sleep. Methought I lay worse than the mutinies and the bilboes. Rashly. Praise be rashness for it. Let us know. Our indiscretion sometimes serves us well. When our deep plots do pall, and that should learn us. There's a divinity that shapes our ends. Rough hew them how we will. Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed about me in the dark, groped I to find out them, had my desire, fingered the packet, and in fine withdrew to mine own room again, making so bold, my fears forgetting manners to unfold. The Grand Commission, where I found Horatio, a royal navary in excellent exact command, larded with several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health and England's too, with such bugs and goblins in my life, that unsupervised no leisure batted, no, not to say the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off. Here's the commission. Read it at more leisure. Wilt thou hear now how I did proceed? Being thus benetted around with villainies, or I could make a prologue to my brains, they had begun to play. I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair. I once did hold it as our status do, a baseness to write fair, and labored much. How to forget that learning, but sir, how it did me yeoman's service. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote? An earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, as love, peaceful, as though between them, like the poem might flourish as peace should still her wheaten garland wear, and stand a coma tween their amities, and many such alike as is of great charge, that on the view and knowing of these contents, without debatement further, more or less, he should those bearers put to sudden death, not starving time allowed. Not starving. Why, even in that the heaven or it, I had my father sing then in my purse, which was the model of that Danish seal. Folded the writ up in the form of the other, subscribed it, give the impression, placed it safely, changeling never known. Now the next day was our sea fight, and what to this was sequent thou knowst already. Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They are not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the past and fell incest points of mighty opposites. Does it not think they stand me now upon he that hath killed my king and whored my mother, propped in between the elections and my hopes, thrown at his angle for my proper life, and with such cozenage is not perfect coincidence to quit him with this arm, and is it not to be damned to let this canker of our nature come in further evil? It will be short, the interim's mine, and a man's life no more than to say one, but I am very sorry, good Horatio, that the Laertes have forgot myself, for by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his, I'll court his favours, but sure the bravery of his grief to put me to towering passion. I humbly thank you, sir. Dost know this butterfly? Their state is the more gracious, for 'tis a vice to know him. He hath much land fertile. Let a beast be lord of beasts, and his crib shall stand at the king's mast as a trough, but, as I say, spacious in the possession of dirt. I will receive it, sir, with all diligence of spirit. Put your bonnet to his right use. 'Tis for the head. No, believe me, 'tis very cold. The wind is northerly. But yet methinks it is very sultry and hot for my complexion. I beseech you, remember. Sir, his defilement suffers no perdition in you, though I know to divide him inventorially. Would dozy the arithmetic of memory, and yet but yon neither in respect of his quick sale, but in the verity of extolment, I take him to be a soul of great article, and his infusion of such dearth and rareness as to make true diction of him his semblable in his mirror, and who else would trace him his umbrage, nothing more. Consonance, sir, why do we wrap the gentleman in our more rare breath? What imports the nomination of this gentleman? Of him, sir. And when you did, sir, yet in faith, if you did, it would not much improve me. Well, sir, I dare not confess that, lest I should compare with him in excellence. But to know a man well were to know himself. What's his weapon? That's two of his weapons, but well. What call you the carriages? The phrase would be more germane to the matter if we could carry a cannon by our sides. I would it might be hangers till then, but on 6 Barbary horses against 6 French swords there are signs, and 3 liberal conceited carriages. That's the French bet against the Danish. Why is this all in pod, as you call it? How if I answer now? Sir, I will walk here in the hall, if it please his majesty. It is the breathing of time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him, and I can. If not, I will gain nothing but my shame in the odd hits. To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will. Yours. He does well to commend it himself. There are no tongues else force turn. He did comply, sir, with his dug before he sucked it. Thus has he and many more of the same breed that I know the drossy age dotes on only got the tune of the time, and out of an habit of encounter a kind of yeasty collection which carries them through and through the most fanned and winnowed opinions, and do but blow them to their trials, the bubbles are out, and constant to my purposes. They follow the king's pleasure. If his fitness speaks, mine is ready now or whensoever, provided I be so able as now. In happy time. Chabot instructs me. I do not think so. Since he went to France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds, but thou wouldst not matter how ill all's here about my heart. But it is no matter. It is buffoonery, but it is such a kind of gain-giving as would perhaps trouble a woman. Not a whit. We defy augury. There is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all, since no man of aught he leaves known. What is to leave betimes? Let be. Give me your pardon, sir. I have done you wrong, but pardoned as you are a gentleman, this presence knows, and you must needs have heard how I am punished with a sore distraction. What I have done that might your nature honor an exception, roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Was Hamlet wrong? Laertes never Hamlet. If Hamlet from himself be taken away, when he does himself does wrong Laertes, then Hamlet does it not. Hamlet denies it. What does it then? His madness. If it be so, Hamlet is of the faction that is wronged. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Sir is in this audience. Let me disclaiming for my purposed evil, free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot my arrow over the house and hurt my brother. I embrace it freely, and with this brother's wager, frankly play. Give us the foils, come on! To be continued.